Have you ever heard the phrase, new level, new devil? I've come to find out that it's kind of true. In this video, I want to talk about how as we succeed more, our Hilda gets just louder. I was under the assumption when I started writing my book that Hilda was somebody we were out to kill. That sounds really dangerous if you don't know what Hilda is. Click on this little button right here so that you can learn all about Hilda, okay? I thought we were out to kill the beast, to slay her forever, and then once we kill her, we'll never have to hear from her again. And I also had this assumption that as soon as I reached a certain level of success in my business, that Hilda would no longer be able to bother me. I mean, that's what all the gurus say. What I have come to find is that as I level up in my business, so does Hilda. She levels up her game. And just because the naysaying ways that used to work on me don't work anymore doesn't mean that Hilda doesn't have new material. You see, as you level up, Hilda just has to get more creative and more cunning and more sly and sneaky with the ways that she screws with you. Say, for example, you have decided that you no longer care so much about what everybody thinks, and you've got I shouldn't Hilda silenced. Finally, you're not obsessing about how the world's going to see you. You're not holding yourself back because somebody over here might disagree with you. You're ready to stand your ground and speak up for what you stand for, speak out against what you stand against, and just be you. So Hilda's like, crap. I gotta come up with new material. I can no longer hold her back by making her worry about how the world perceives her. So I've got to come up with a new way to get in her way and sabotage her before she gets ahead of me. Sound familiar? So now maybe Hilda, what she does is says, okay, it's okay. We don't care what anybody thinks, but are you sure you think that? Here comes I don't know Hilda. Are you sure that that's what you want? But what if, but what if, but what if? And now here's Hilda finding a new way to sabotage you. Isn't that lovely of her? I always thought that there was a point at which you no longer heard from Hilda. But in my research for my book, I actually found out that that point may never exist, at least for us non-narcissists out there. There's this fantastic story that I share about J.J. Abrams. Yeah. That J.J. Abrams. So there's a story I share about when he first took on the Star Wars franchise and started to reboot it into the films that we're watching now. This guy's a big freaking deal. So imagine this. He is now taking in his rough cut of the film to the top 4 executives at Disney who have recently purchased all of the Star Wars franchise. And he's showing these 4 top executives this rough cut of the film before it has all of the music and special effects. John Williams hasn't done his thing yet. You know what I'm saying. They sit in the dark room, and I can only imagine the Hildas that are flying around JJ's head as he's literally being judged by the big money men who are watching this film and deciding whether or not it's good. After the screening, apparently the 4 people loved it. They went on and on telling J.J. Abrams about how great it is and how impressed they were. They had nothing but positive things to say. But J.J. said in an interview that as he was walking out of that room, the first thought he had was, they have to say that they spent $4 billion on the franchise. So here's this man at the pinnacle of his career. I mean, seriously, he took over what George Lucas used to do. And he even is struggling with a Hilda, a new level of Hilda who has to naysay on his new level of success. So what if Hilda is always going to be there? So one, you could be just completely blown over by that and just say, screw it, it's not worth it, I'm not even going to fight it and give up right now. Or you could decide to wake up to the fact that Hilda is going to have to get sneaky. And your job isn't to silence her, kill her, and make her go away permanently. Your job is to increase the speed at which you recognize it's her and not you. If you're JJ, yeah, we're on a first name basis now in my mind. If you're JJ, then you're going to be able to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought that. Because we can see that objectively. I can't believe he thought that. They truly would have given their true opinion if they didn't like something, because they spent $4 billion on it, right? But for the rest of us who are not blockbuster movie directors, we need to make sure that we shorten the amount of time that Hilda gets her grasp on us, and we can recognize when she's showing up to piss on our parade yet again. So as you have a new level, you do actually get a new devil, a new version of Hilda. She has to come at you with all she has. What I want you to do is get better and better and better at identifying when Hilda is spewing her nonsense so you can shorten the amount of time that it holds you back. Eventually, what'll happen is you'll celebrate Hilda showing up. I know this sounds insane, but I swear to you it works. When you can finally get to a place where it's like, oh my gosh, Hilda's being really mean today. She's being really loud. She's saying all kinds of nonsense. You can remember that. That means you must be onto something. You must be succeeding. You must be leveling up in a way that's significant. Otherwise, she wouldn't bother. Thank you so much for listening to this video. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, don't forget to subscribe below and stick around for the bloopers. And sometimes and instantly, Hilda has found a new way to sabotage your something. And even though she can no longer hold me back with the same messages that used to work in the past and I've figured a way out, naysaying that used to work on me doesn't work anymore.